Hi Scorpio, good evening. Thank you for joining me in this very, very intimate setting. It's dark, it's gloomy, it's raining for the first time for the first time. And so it just felt really appropriate for me to conduct this reading. Since you're a water sign, and I love you guys, and you've been on my mind all day, so I'm going to pretend like I'm not tired right now, and I'm going to do this reading for you, because it feels right. Okay, Scorpio. So, how was last month? I've been getting along with my Scorpios recently. Well, I always get along with Scorpios. But I got to spend a lot of time with my Scorpios this month. Particularly one. I'm so happy because this one usually doesn't live in the same city as I do, but was here quite often the past month. So I got lucky, and her Scorpioness rubbed off on me. Although I'm a Scorpio rising, so I suppose I've got enough. And both my parents, so it's enough Scorpio. Ooh. So, this month I'm spreading the readings between general and love. This card wants to come out. Cool. There it is. Ooh. Sorry, guys. Okay. Because I'm following a spread, so just want to have my journal nearby. It's a month packed full of soul searching for everyone. But this month is amazing for Scorpio, because while everyone's a bit all in their heads and not used to being in their heads, unless you're like a Virgo or something like that, where you welcome that. Scorpio enjoys it. Scorpio always manages to make the most out of dark times. Not that this necessarily has to be dark times. I think it's a very transformative time, and particularly for Scorpio. Oh dear. So, like I said, so we're starting with the general reading, but it's looking like this portion of the reading still involves love, romantic feelings, gone awry. Something's gone wrong here. But we'll clarify this a bit later, this Three of Swords here. Gosh, what's up with the light? Okay. The consequence of an intimate setting. Your first card is this Queen of Cups in reverse here. So as I said, this is a period of soul searching, and not everyone is feeling comfortable in their skin. People are more oversensitive this month than usual. This has a lot to do with the strange planetary aspects that are going on. Mercury is conjunct Pluto, and that triggers a lot of reevaluation of things. and communication gets a bit strange, and people start to wonder about, you know, which direction they're going in and whether or not they've been dealing with things the right way. It would really help to see where Pluto falls in your own personal chart, which house it falls in and stuff, to see like how this will affect you personally. So for some people, this has a lot to do with their relationships. For other people, it has something to do with work. Others, it's finances. Others, it's partnerships. Not of the romantic kind, but of the marital and contractual kind. Others, it's more spiritual development. So whatever it is for you guys. But we've been turned upside down here a little bit. There's a tendency for us to become way too oversensitive this month. So in touch with our emotions, but also to an extent that really makes us uncomfortable, perhaps, you know, and that's saying a lot for Scorpio, because we usually we welcome the discomfort to some extent. Like, we let things get out of hand sometimes because we like it. Well, I don't want to say we like it. We won't admit we like it, but the fact that we can even feel something sometimes is great. And even if it's pain, because it's just validation that we've done something correct. Like, even if we piss people off around us, you know, it's like for their good. And it helps us because it feeds us the satisfaction of having this impact on people and bringing out like the darker side, the psychologically darker side of Scorpio here. Please don't bash me for that. But I mean it with love anyway. It's just one of those traits that Scorpio is good at. I don't want to say abusing, because we don't abuse this, right? But it's just that when a Scorpio affects a person, they really affect a person. They can really get harsh with their words. And that's usually because Scorpios don't want to take any bullshit. And they won't take bullshit. And if they see injustice happening around them, even if this injustice has absolutely nothing to do with them, they will speak up. So this month you might be pissing some people off, and simply because people are pissing you off, and rather than have a mature conversation, which Scorpio likes to do, you may not be feeling so tolerant, and you might just snap, basically. Yeah. This hasn't happened yet, but this might happen, is the vibe I'm getting. We're still at the very beginning of the month anyway. Then we have this Three of Swords here, which I'm not liking very much. And so this means someone's going to get hurt. And I wouldn't be surprised if you end up getting hurt, Scorpio, because you were out of line or said something, or, you know, spoke without thinking, or acted without thinking, or, yeah, which can hurt both sides, you and whomever you're involved with. And it gets dramatic naturally. So but this is something that comes out of the blue. This is something that comes really out of the blue. So I just watch it. I just be cautious of this energy being around. We have Temperance here, which is telling Scorpio to be patient and to slow down, especially when it comes to acting on affection and emotion. In this case, because the Queen of Cups is reversed here. So that's why I'm deciding to pair up this Temperance card with emotion and our emotional capacity. With this Ace of Pentacles here, look at how demonic this card is, FYI. The Ace of Pentacles is usually like a very great omen, but with this card, and in this deck, I'm always, sorry, this camera is weird. In this deck, whenever I come across this card, it's the word I'm looking for. It reminds me of how dependent we can get on the materials, the objectification of our being, and how we rely on money and our possessions, and how most of the time the goals that we pursue, the end game is basically making more money or being able to buy whatever it is we want to buy, whatever we desire, even though we don't need those things in our life. And it's just a reminder that we need to become, we should be more spiritually attuned, that there are other more important things, that happiness is not achieved via material wealth. So for some of you who, start to experience this Three of Swords out of the blue, one way to escape this pain is to, shopping therapy, basically, is to just go out and treat yourself to something nice. But you realize at the end of the day that this will only appease you to a certain extent. It's only going to ameliorate how you're feeling temporarily, and then you're going to go back to experiencing the effects of this Three of Swords. We can't run away from how we feel or how we make other people feel, right? I mean, even if you are in the right, even if this is done honorably, at the end of the day, we can't avoid our feelings. So with this Ace of Pentacles, it's just that, we might be attracting this lust to fill a void through material possession. And this is something that others around you may bring to your attention. And it's also needing to watch your finances at this time, Scorpio. That even if you feel like spoiling yourself a little bit, stop and double think whether or not this is necessary. Some of you may be in a tough spot right now. Some of you, are better off thinking that whatever money you could spend on spoiling yourself is best saved for a rainy day. Think about that. I mean, sometimes we like to really go all out and just be extravagant, and in that sense we can kind of be like Taurus, where we'll pick, the most expensive wine off of the wine list, and we'll offer to cover everyone's tab. Why not? Every now and then, cool. Scorpio is generous. But Scorpio sometimes doesn't want to admit when they're going through hardships as well. And that's, again, with this Ace of Pentacles, is like there's no need for a show or a display of richness, wealth, this month. So perhaps Temperance is also talking about not just patience when it comes to our emotions, but balancing out how we feel and how much we spend to compensate for how we feel. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So with this Three of Swords is a direct result of emotion. But where this emotion is tied, like into which aspect of your lives, I cannot say. I trust if this fits to your situation, you'll figure this out on your own. With this Six of Wands, I'm getting the impression that you shouldn't act like everything is okay. But at the same time, temperance is key. So I'm not saying avoid facing this hurt, but I'm also saying tone down your reaction to it. Don't insist that you were right if you feel like you were right in this situation. Sorry, I think a card flipped in the deck. No, it didn't. Okay. It's only gonna make people around you feel worse if you do this. Scorpio. And I don't know what this heartbreak is about, but a lot of Scorpios right now, like I said, have this no bullshit tolerance. You won't take it. And that means that you can hurt people now more than usual. We seem to be a lot more comfortable with this really strange introspective feel that's come up this month. I put those cards back in the deck. I didn't see them, but I only need 2 more cards as clarifiers, and yeah. So watch out for this harsh attitude. This is needed with some people, Scorpio, though. I will say that some of the harsh words that come out of your mouth are justified. And if you're someone who's watching this because you're pissed at a Scorpio, I'm sorry. I'm not saying this applies to you specifically. Please don't take things personally. Some people, by the way, I have to say this. I'm sorry, I have to say this. Some people comment under videos, and I respond to everyone. At least I try to. I'm pretty good at responding so far, because this is still a relatively small channel, and I managed to get to everyone. But there are some people who will engage in conversations with others, and that's totally fine. You guys are more than welcome to do that. If anything, it helps me gain a third perspective of what's going on in your lives, and I start comparing your feedback to my content, and it's all great. It's all fine and dandy that way. But some people will start attacking other commenters, basically taking their comments personally. Like if someone comments under the Virgo, and this is just hypothetical, I'm not saying this has happened, but if someone comments under the Virgo video that they have an issue with a Virgo, for example, and then you have a Virgo that comes and retaliates and says, hey, stop generalizing, please, we're not all like that. Yo, calm down. The person who commented, whoever they may be, is not referencing Virgo as a whole. They're simply sharing their side of things, and they're probably in a tiff with a particular Virgo that, let me remind you, most likely has different elements in their chart. They may as well be an Aquarius, a Leo, a Gemini, or pretty much anyone in the zodiac. So let's try to keep things light. But this month we're just more. This might be needed, and it might be needed for us to gain back a sense of respect. So, and again, the Queen of Swords doesn't act without thinking. She usually has a reason why she acts the way she does, and that's because she's been hurt. So but that response is more honorable than pretending like everything is fine, because it's not. Not with this Three of Swords, it isn't. And again, this is going to come out of the blue for some of you. The end result here is respect. We are talking about respect, aren't we, Scorpio? Someone hits your sore spot when it comes to respect, and you were kind and chivalrous to this person, and it's just not fair that they treat you this way, or however it is. And you feel like, you know, going off on a tangent in a way, but this is unadvisable. You know, pretending like, oh, it's all good. Oh, no, they didn't get to me. Oh, whatever. It's all fine. It's all fine. But we know it's not. We know it's not. And you just want to lash out. I get that. And if you do it tactfully, properly, they'll understand in the end. You'll probably come to find that they didn't mean it, that it's nothing to be taken to heart. But this has a lot to do with, like, family values and respect, in my opinion. I might be wrong. Just general reading. So, Scorpio, that's your general. Oh, we're at 22 minutes already. Oh my lord. Okay. I'm gonna whiz through love. Even though that was somehow related to love. Let's see if anything different comes up for love. Okay. Scorpio in love. Scorpio's getting it on with so many people. Or at least you've got your eye on a couple of people. Maybe that's just me. No, actually it's not. Ooh. Sneaky. Are we being sneaky, are we? Maybe you are getting it on with more than one person. You're just not telling people. You know, you go off with one, a couple of nights later you're out with another. No one knows about the other. There are a lot of secrets here as well. Secrets. Something unknown. What's this about? Ooh. That's interesting. Oh crap. Sorry. Alright, let me just... Scorpio, everything's happening during your reading. I am tired. Woo! Okay, so with this Five of Pentacles, there's a lot of snooping about here. And this can be going both ways in your relationship. I am referencing mostly singles here because I feel that if you are in a committed relationship, then... Oh, I get the sensation that if you're in a committed relationship, then you're snooping around because you want to surprise your significant other. And you're trying to keep things on the down low for now. But the thing is that they're starting to catch on. So watch it. If you're single, you're simply snooping around in the middle of the night. and you don't care to tell other people, and you're really playing the field. Like, you're exploring different types of people, even when it comes to the way they look, when it comes to the way they think. Like, you're really breaking out of your shell here and just being rather experimental. You're being risky, quite the risk takers in love this month. You know, but with everything risky, you kind of also have to watch out, because you might get caught. You might get caught. I hope we're not dealing with any cheaters this month. If you are cheating on your significant other, not a good idea. Like I said, you know, the High Priestess is here. And so if you think you're doing a good job, yeah, maybe you are, but your partner's catching on. Their intuition is strong. Their intuition is heightened. So if you're coming home late at night, or if you're working late, or if you're making excuses, or even if you're casually dating someone and they think that you're exclusive, but you're actually out dating other people because you want to test out your options, and even though you may be sweet with this person, or maybe you haven't even had the exclusive talk yet, but it's been inferred. And so you're not necessarily lying to them because it hasn't really been addressed verbally. Like, you haven't actually agreed that you're exclusive. So in a sense, it's like, you know, when you omit something, then it's not a lie. It becomes a white lie. Well, yeah, it's still a lie. It's still your truth at the end of the day. Just because someone is oblivious of your truth does not mean that it entitles you. So yeah, with this 5 of Wands here, you're out meeting new people, trying to gain a different perspective, trying to like, you're not exactly going for your type, because this month is just a month where, you know, anything goes. And I don't mean to say that we're slutty or anything this month, but it's more like, because of the no bullshit behavior kind of thing, like no BS, you're more you're brave enough to put yourself out there because you're less likely to get hurt. You're less likely to get hurt, so you don't mind trying new things, new people, and all that. Yeah, ooh, interesting. It might work out for some of you, especially the singles, you know. No harm in having a lot of options, right? But if you're couple, yeah, so you're trying to be discreet, but you're not hiding it very well. People are catching on to this. I'm just saying. They really are, especially with the High Priestess being present here. I don't really feel the need to clarify. Is that weird? But I don't. I'll draw one card because I want to see what the High Priestess is dealing with. Ooh. Who this? King of Pentacles. This is again just giving me the impression that you're being watched by someone particularly intelligent. who's waiting for you to mess up, or who's waiting to catch you red-handed, basically, to make their case. They're the kind of person that don't ride on feelings and paranoia. They don't like to rely on their gut instinct at all. They're a very factual person who need to have evidence to support their claims. So again, if someone is a bit suspicious of you for whatever reason, whoever this resonates with, they have a lot of earth in their chart, or there's someone who are just particularly intelligent. We don't have to think about earth signs right now. In particular, even the Pentacles is usually an earth sign, right? But it's either someone really intelligent, rich, quiet, moves slow, but does that for a reason. They're just waiting for you to slip up. So just watch it with this. But I don't feel the need to draw any cards. I'm getting the impression I shouldn't draw any more cards. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to stop your reading here, Scorpio, and wish you a pleasant rest of February 2017. Okay, guys. Love you. Bye.